G'day all, I'm Nat and welcome to Nat's Knackers Yard. Still got the Vigaro. I've had a fair amount of interest. It's my least favourite part of playing with bikes, I have to say, is selling them. It's just irritating. Too many people cock you around. I'm going to start putting in adverts that, although I'm up for swaps, I don't want to swap a 20-year-old Bandit 600 because I seem to be offered, I think, all of them that are on the road at the moment. It's just getting frustrating. A couple of people may be coming to see that today, so we'll see how it goes. But let's go back into the yard itself and the Sinnis, which has just been frustrating me quite a lot. So from the last update that I did, the electrics is just weird. So I have bitten the bullet. It now works. Wrong. It now doesn't work with the switch, but it's still the wrong way round. But if you shut off the engine, it shuts off the spark, so it works. So I'm content enough. I did delete the EGR, which is fine, and then taking it off, bolt snapped on it, which is really irritating. There's something about Chinese bikes, they're either made of chocolate or homogeneous rolled steel, and it's the wrong way round each time. So anything you want something to be hard, it just falls apart. Anything you want something to move, it just breaks off. So what? I've got a bolt remover, but it is really blunt as arseholes. I might have another go with it because I've also now got a punch as well to stop it from sliding around everywhere. But I have got one on order. It should have been here yesterday. It's not here yet. It might come today. In the interim, I've come up with a fantastic solution. Guess how much that cost me to do? No. Yeah, so all I've done is got a coin, made a hole in it, screwed it on. There's a little bit of gasket tucked underneath as well. I just want to cover up the hole while I'm pissing around with other things more than anything else. Yeah, believe me, that is not the end state. But I just needed to seal it off, so I've got compression more than anything else. It's got the new carb on it. It is ramping and rolling the revs all the way through. This is rock hard. I can loosen it off with heat when I want to remove it or put it back on. You can see where I've just tried a little bit of hot glue just to try and fill the gaps a little bit. I can't really see them, but because it's up and downing, I'm sure it has to be airflow. I've tried it on a secondary tank, and I've tried it on the main tank, and it's not that. There's just something going on. So what I've done is ordered a cheapie. That's the old carb that was originally on it. I just stuck it on to make sure it fits. I just put on a pod filter now. Put it on. I've just bought a pod filter, so I'm going to give that a go, I think. Now, anyone that watches my channel knows how much I disdain of pods rather than air boxes, and it's probably a bit of a weird thing to do, but I just think if I can regulate the intake of air that I know isn't leaking, it might just remove one issue. So let's just give it a go. I can't do it one-handed because I need to hold the clutch. The clutch switch is still working on this. Let me just set you up a little bit and we'll see if we can get it going. It's got some clutch, got some choke. Although it's sunny spring day, it's cold. It hasn't started for a little while. So that's choked off. And you can hear it. Excuse me. Yeah, in fact, I won't touch. That's not touching anything. That's good to see my my coin delete works. But yeah, not touching anything. could just say that I've got the rev set too high. I think I've got a little screwdriver in my pocket. Yeah, I do. The revs hang as well, so there's something strange going on. I don't quite know what it is. I tried playing with the air fuel screw, which is on the carb side, for like on and off for a couple of days basically, or a couple of evenings for 20 minutes ago. Yeah, so the bit that I want to do, I'm just going to whip that airbox off and chuck the filter on. At least I'm then regulating the airflow into the carb, and it's just one less thing to be confused / concerned about. Right. I'll be right, I'm going to do that now and I'll be right back. Right, okay, a few short minutes later, I've got quite good at taking that airbox in and out. You can see how, well, I heated that with my, excuse me, my blowgun type thing to get that off, but it is quite rigid. And yeah, I'm not convinced there's any seal left in that at all. So, pod filter on. What I've also done is, from the EGR when I did the delete, I couldn't really be sure. I'll put it down somewhere. There we go. I couldn't really be sure how airtight that was as well, because it's a bit old and crappy. So I've just whipped it off the barb, chucked on a bit of, where are we? Chucked on a bit of piping on. Come on, focus, you bugger. Chucked on a bit of piping, blocked it off. So hopefully I shouldn't get too much leak from that either. Do need to block off that into the engine valve, which goes into the airbox, so I'll block that off and I'll be right back. Right, there we go, just banged a bolt in the end. Right, let's see if we get anything better out of it. Sounds better. Still hangs on its revs. Just getting a few screws through. A bit. So I'm just playing with the air fuel screw, frankly. Just dip you down a bit. There you go. So let's go all the way in. Right, two. So that is all the way in. Half. One. That's 1.5 out on the air fuel screw. About factory. Put the idle down. Let it out and see how much the idle's got. Easy target. Alright, so that's out a half. Change. No, getting there. About as good as it's been. Still a little bit hanging, so let's try out a quarter. Let's just try out another half, see if it goes it up a bit. No. Settle. Just going to pump out, feel it. Rest up a little bit. That's the best it's run ever, I think. Sounds good for that product, actually. There's a danger of me liking AirPods now. That's certainly really well. By Jove, we may have cracked it. Oh, let me tempted fate, you twat. Right, let's try a little bit more. I thought I'd broken it then, I forgot it needs, the clutch switch still works. Back in a quarter on the air fuel screw. Got that hang back, it just takes its time to come back down. Like that, let's try out a quarter again. It's got that hang again. I don't know what it is. It's just inconsistent. It's driving me nuts. I'm just chasing errors on the air fuel and revs. Right, all the way in. Right. Half out. 1.5. Let's go 2. So I'm on 2. No. Don't forget that. So 2 out. And then it drops. When do you reckon, people? What's that hang? So, that was 2.25 out. Revs have dropped. Give it a little bit of idle. There we go, revs, hangs, then drops. Revs, hangs, drops. So I'm on 2.25 out, let's try 2.5, which is really the extent it should go, I think. Right, 2.5 out. Okay, 2.5 out. Now, remember that? And nothing screwed. Screwdriver. Still got a little bit of it. What did I say? 2.5, didn't I? Quarter. Yeah, it's got a big pattern again now. So if I go in a quarter. Again. And eventually it drops. And then drop. Starting to wonder if it might be the throttle cable. Throttle cable, that did exactly the same. There we go, revving itself up again. I mean, it's better with the pod, don't get me wrong. Right, I think the best thing I can do is just take this for a quick up and down the hill. See what it does. So, let's do that. There you go, back on. I went to grab my helmet and it's doing its own thing again. I am thoroughly confused. Now the only other thing that I think it might be is the valves. So it's the exhaust valve and the engine valve. Now the issue with that is, even though I'd taken it off before, this is now made out of chocolate. Won't come off. But let me see if I can give it a go. Well, it moves and it goes, but it ain't happy about it. I've got to get that valve cover off because I'm sure it's the valves. I'm adamant that's what it is. The trouble is that's just cracking apart. Absolutely cracking apart. Right, got to be done. Right, I have absolutely no hope of getting that off this way, so what, I'm gonna have to take that off. Let's get stripping. Right, so continuing the confusing saga that is this Sinnis. So I have the manual on my phone. It seems to have forgotten how to recognise my face. Right, so let's see if I can get you there. Right, blah 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 blah. Adjust so that Where are we? Take the side covers off, done that. I'll get to the timing in a second, but it's the top dead centre that does me. So it says, there you go, spin so that they meet and you're at top dead centre, which is how I did the valve adjustment before. Not sure how much you can see in there. Let me see if I can, epoxy pegs perfectly in the way. There we go. You can just kind of see it in there. I'm at top dead centre. Yeah? And it falls onto that, so that's right. Now it then says, if you look at your timing, should be up. Come on. In the meantime, blah blah blah. Calibration mark C on the chain sprocket is aligned with the top marker. No valve clearance, yada yada yada. That's fine. So I'm at top dead centre at the bottom. That is 180 degrees out, because that line should be pointing to that mark, which would explain a lot. Now I've just got to work out whether or not I flip. Yeah, I need to work out how to flip that 180 degrees, and that might be the cause of my problems, because I think my timing is fully out. Right, let's see if I can work this out. Right, so I got the top end off. Don't look too bad. I've just banged a screwdriver in there so that I don't lose the chain too far down. Yeah, always worries me when I heard something drop. I did hear one bolt drop. I don't know if that's actually from anything or it's just been dropped onto the casing at some stage. It's been rattled out. This was full on 180 out, which I think is the cause of my issues. Yeah, which makes life, well, a bit clearer. Right, now while it's off, let me just, so that was on that side, which is on that side. I don't know if another one, I did have another one and it's fallen off, but I will have a bit of a search in a bit. Doesn't actually look too cruddy. Be daft not to clean that out a bit while I'm here, but what I can do now is get a socket set on these, see if I can get them off. Next job. Right, for the life of me I can't get that off. Now I know I've adjusted it in the past, but I can see some old sealant on there, so I think when I've tightened it back up, it's pinched that sealant and it's just sealed it on. The one thing that I have learned is that it is going to be possible for me to cut it off, break it off, whatever. Now at the moment I don't know if it's far enough out to cause an issue. Now what I do know is that that timing belt was, the timing cog was, cog, it's not called a cog, whatever it's called, was 180 degrees out. So I'm going to chuck it back on and see if it makes any difference. Failing that, I'll have to see if I can track down a new valve cover, because that one I'm going to have to just break off, snap off, whatever. Right, let's get all this chucked back on. Right, bit of a snag, and I'm going to have to draw stumps because it's getting quite late, I think. I can't get the cam tensioner back in. It doesn't seem to, go on focus, it doesn't want to go back into its housing at all. So consequently, I'm going to try and bang it in. It doesn't get close, and that is all of the slack taken out of the chain. You can see it's stretching as I'm doing it, so yeah, I'm going to have a play with that. I might just leave that off for now, do what I can otherwise, and have a bit of a tinker with that in the evening. Right, cool, that's me for the day. I didn't quite get done what I wanted to. I'm really annoyed that I can't get that off at all, but you never know, I might get away with not having to. I'm not going to put the footage in of me trying to drill this out with my extractor that arrived, because it didn't work and it snapped immediately. I won't put the footage on because all I do is swear quite a lot. Really irritating. I suppose what I can do, because that seems to be working, is just put a bar across, bolt it on one end, and see if that holds it. Yeah, so what on the day? Nowhere near done as much as I wanted to, but at least by having that timing 180 degrees out, that's got to cause an issue. It absolutely has to. Whether or not it'll fix it, I don't know, but I've run out of time to see if it does today. So I'll have a go tomorrow, see if I can clear a bit of time to do it, and we'll get this thing back on the road and sold for next to bugger all, because it's cost me nothing but time at the moment, and I've got plenty of that to play with bikes. Right, cool. That'll do me for now. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying watching me get incredibly frustrated with this thing. I have made myself a bit of a promise. I'm not going to go for a little Chinese 125 again. I just don't like them. Well, I say don't like them. They're fine, but I just don't get the satisfaction out of them that I do from bigger bikes. And this is all about me. It's all about satisfying me. Right, cool. That'll do me for now. Catch you later on. Cheers all. Ta-da.